It's 1986. If you're anywhere near a television, MTV is on. If you're in the car, the radio is locked on Top 40, or you've got a cassette snapped into the deck. Your heavy rotation probably includes Janet Jackson rewriting pop rules, Peter Gabriel pushing art rock into the mainstream, Lionel Richie dancing on the ceiling, or Steve Winwood cruising back into the high life. It's a moment overflowing with sound, color, and ambition. And into that crowded, vibrant musical landscape arrives Anita Baker's sophomore album, Rapture. Not loud, not flashy, but powerful enough to stop everything else in its tracks. Welcome to It's the Groove, the podcast that takes you under the wrapper to uncover the hidden connections in the music we love. I'm your co-host, Dave, and as always, I'm joined by the music muse herself, Kelly. How are you today, Kelly?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk about Rapture today, one of the best albums of 1986. A lot of people think that Rapture was Anita Baker's first album, but it wasn't. Her debut album was The Songstress, released in 1983. It didn't explode right away, but after Rapture became a massive success, fans went back and rediscovered it. The first single from the songstress was Angel, and I remember hearing it. I remember hearing that song everywhere. So much so I honestly thought it was on Rapture.
Oh, that's interesting. So when Rapture arrived in 1986, didn't just introduce Anita to a wider audience. It quietly reset the temperature of contemporary R&B. At a moment when the charts were full of big drums, bright synths, and high-octane vocal fireworks, Baker offered something radically different: intimacy, elegance, and emotional clarity. Her voice, rich, smoky, and unhurried, felt like a return to the deep soul tradition, but framed inside the polished sophistication of jazz harmony and adult contemporary production. Rapture wasn't loud, but it was undeniable. It invited listeners to lean in, and millions did. The album's success was both improbable and inevitable. Improbable because Baker was still emerging from label struggles and a modestly received debut. Inevitable because Rapture distilled everything that made her singular. Songs like Sweet Love, Caught Up in the Rapture, and Same Old Love showcased a vocalist who understood restraint as power, and a band of elite musicians, including Greg Fillion, who stepped into a sound that was lush without being showy. The record didn't just launch Anita Baker into superstardom. It helped define the sound of late 80s R&B, influencing artists who saw in her a blueprint for grown-up soul that could still move the masses. And for us at It's the Groove, Rapture is a quintessential album. One of those records where every track reveals a hidden connection, a subtle musical choice, or a lineage that stretches backward into jazz and forward into neo soul. It's the kind of album that rewards close listening, the kind that reminds you how much craft sits beneath something that feels effortless. Today, we're taking it track by track, exploring the musicians, the stories, and the quiet revolution Anita Baker sparked with this masterpiece. So let's begin with Sweet Love. The album opens with a masterclass in elegance, a glowing Fender Rhodes bed from Dean Sir Gant, anchored by Freddie Washington's warm, singing bass line. Ricky Lawson mans the kit, giving the track its heartbeat without ever crowding Anita's vocal. From the first phrase, you hear the chemistry. This is grown-up soul, delivered with jazz-level finesse. I can't imagine a better intro to an album. It's a jazz-tinged, soul-based fanfare that gets you ready for Anita's soaring vocals. Freddie's bass often does a counterpoint to the vocal, a real nice touch. Composed by Anita, bassist Louis Johnson and saxophonist Gary Bias of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Kelly, what are your thoughts?
Well, every time I hear the opening notes of Sweet Love, I get chills. It takes me back to the summer of 1986. Windows down, radio on, and that voice just floating through the air. This song just felt special, like we're entering a new era. Sweet Love was Anita's breakthrough moment. Produced by Michael J. Powell, the song didn't just climb the charts, it announced her. Top 10 across R&B, adult contemporary, and the Hot 100, and suddenly everyone knew that voice. The lyrics are simple, almost understated, but in Anita's hands, they felt timeless. Sweet Love would go on to win Grammy Awards for Best R&B Song, and Rapture itself earned Best Female R&B Vocal Performance.
So let's listen to Sweet Love.
Stay with me, and you will see my arms will hold you, baby. Never leave, 'cause I believe I'm in love. Sweet love, hear me calling out your name. I feel no shame, I'm in love. Sweet
And once that opening glow settles, the album shifts into something even more intimate. That's where You Bring Me Joy steps in. This one feels like a late night confession set to music. Dean Gant's keyboards wrap the melody in velvet, while Freddie Washington adds a lovely, understated bass line. Gentle, conversational, perfectly placed. Ricky Lawson keeps the groove steady and unhurried, letting Anita stretch out emotionally. There's even a lovely little sax solo, perfectly executed by Earth, Wind, and Fire's Don Myrick. Mention should be made of the backing vocals, which play a nice role, backing Anita on the chorus. Anita reaches a crescendo late in the piece, and this song was composed by David Lastly, who composed for a number of artists and was also a backup singer for James Taylor for a long time. Kelly, what do you think?
Well, it's something I didn't know, and I didn't realize until much later that You Bring Me Joy wasn't actually released as a single. I swore I heard it on the radio back then a million times.
Right.
As you mentioned, it was written by David Lastly and first recorded in 1980. But when Anita recorded it, she transformed it and made it her own.
We're going to take a little detour for a moment and talk about one of the musicians that was really central to the entire album, and that's the keyboardist and producer and arranger, Dean Sir Gant. He's one of those musicians whose name may not always be front and center, but whose sound is woven deeply into the fabric of modern R&B, pop, and jazz-inflected soul. A master keyboardist, arranger, and musical director, Gant built a reputation for taste, restraint, and harmonic sophistication, qualities that made him a first-call player during the 1980s and beyond. His touch on the keyboards is instantly recognizable, warm, supportive, and always in service of the song. Beyond Rapture, his work spans collaborations with artists such as Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder, and Quincy Jones, often serving not just as a player, but as a trusted musical anchor in the studio. Let's listen to You Bring Me Joy.
Can this be right? Oh, when should we be friends? I get lonely sometimes, and I'm mixed up again.
From that slow burn warmth, it moves into a song that feels almost suspended in air. The band softens, the harmony opens up, and suddenly you're drifting into Caught Up in the Rapture. This is a signature Anita Baker moment. Subtle, melodic bass, and shimmering percussion. Anita brings a new band with Vernon Fales on keys, David Washington, no relation, on bass, and Arthur Marbury on drums. Everything is soft focus and intimate, like the band is playing 3 feet in front of you. Anita does her own backing vocals. The drum fill before the bridge is a classic. In the last 8 bars, there's a tasty guitar part by Michael Powell. This one was composed by Gary Glenn and Diane Quander. Kelly?
This follow-up single perfectly captured the album's mood. Lush, romantic, and completely unhurried. It climbed into the top 10 of the R&B and adult contemporary charts and became another defining chapter in this era. It also went to number 51 in UK, and it was number 37 on the US Hot 100.
Let's listen to Caught Up in the Rapture.
Side by side till the storms of life pass us by. Light my life, warm my heart. Say tonight will be just the start. I love you wherever me, baby. You let my love fly freely. I want you in my life for all time. Caught up in the rapture of love. Nothing else can compare. When I feel the magic of you, the feelings always do. Caught up in the rapture of you.
As that dreamy atmosphere fades, the groove drops a little deeper. The rhythm section leans back, the guitar gets a little bluesier, and we land in the understated pocket of Been So Long. This is where Ricky Lawson lays down a pocket so relaxed it almost reclines, while Jimmy Haslip adds a bass line that feels like a conversation with Anita's vocal. The arrangement is sparse but intentional. Every instrument enters like a character in the story. Sir Gant again handles the keyboards. Anita swings into a bridge that plays off the keyboards with a voice like butter. Kelly, what are your thoughts?
Well, Been So Long was another one of those songs I know I heard on the radio in Chicago. It was in heavy rotation on WNUA and B103. So I thought it was a single again.
They love Anita in Chicago.
Yep.
I got to see her at the United Center a couple of years ago, and the love the audience had for her was amazing.
Mhm.
That's one of the biggest things that I took away from that concert is just the audience was absolutely in love with her.
Yeah.
So let's listen to Been So Long.
Thoughts and mellow memories of once upon a time, slowly creeping on me and then they go on my mind. Just let somebody love you. I just don't know why. Whenever I get close to you, you wanna run and hide. Been so long, I'm missing you, baby. It's been so long, I'm missing you, baby. It's been so long, I'm missing you, baby. It's been so long, I'm missing you, baby.
Just when you think the album might stay in that smoky lane, the tempo lifts and the textures get sleeker. And we slide right into Mystery. This one's interesting. It's a cover of a Rod Temperton penned classic, originally written for Thriller, but rejected by Michael Jackson and subsequently recorded by Manhattan Transfer. A mid-tempo standout built on David Washington's precise propulsive bass and Arthur Marbury's rhythmic color. Vernon Fales is back on keys, giving the track its glossy, modern sheen, while Anita glides over the top with that effortless phrasing. It's the closest the album gets to a Quiet Storm dance track. The only thing this version is missing is that fiery Ernie Watts alto sax solo following the bridge that is found in the Mantran rendition. And Kelly, I've always wanted to do a poll to see which version our followers like better, this one or the Manhattan Transfer. I think it's close, but what do you think?
I think I prefer Anita's version.
Your vote has been registered.
Our friend of the program and my BFF, Faith Pinnick, and I were genuinely surprised when we discovered that Rod Temperton wrote this song. We don't know how we missed it because we're both liner note readers, hardcore ones. You can hear us talk through this exact reaction, this wait, what moment on our Rod Temperton episode.
Yeah, make sure to go back and listen to that one because we have an interesting three-way dialogue between Faith, Kelly, and myself about Rod and the surprise songs that we have discovered over the years. So let's listen to Mystery.
Diamond shining in the night, lying soft and white together, only images survive, and my dreams go on forever. Oh, there's still time to lock away the sadness, let the secrets of love start to smile. Baby, believe in the mystery like it used to be. Baby, bring back all the passion to my heart. I can remember the tender days, all that love we made. Can't you see I need your magic here tonight? Lonely spirits seem to whisper in the wind. Let's just try that song that's never meant to be. Since the dawn of time, the mystery never ends. We could find forever if we let love
From that polished mid-tempo pulse, Anita pivots into full emotional drama. Chords get richer, the arrangement widens, and suddenly we're standing in the center of No One in the World. On this track, Randy Kerber and Greg Phillinganes share the keyboards, shaping the harmonic landscape with rich, gospel-inflected voicings. Neil Stupidhouse on bass and J.R. Robinson on drums lock into a groove that's understated but emotionally loaded. The arrangement builds slowly, giving Anita room to soar, and soar she does as the song hits at that 2:45 mark. We've done an entire episode on Greg Phillinganes, and it sure feels like we will do one on J.R. Robinson. Neil Stupidhouse worked extensively with Quincy Jones and has recorded with a wide variety of artists. Get this, Kelly, in 1986, Neil recorded with John Fogerty, Neil Diamond, Patti LaBelle, Bonnie Raitt, Billy Joel, and Kenny Rogers. I mean, that's
Wow.
a pretty wide spectrum, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a wide range there.
And Randy Kerber has worked on over 800 films, as well as recording with a variety of artists, including Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, and our pals Al Jarreau and George Benson. So this song was composed by Ken Hirsch, who also penned the song Two Less Lonely People in the World. Remember that one?
Yeah.
It's an Air Supply number. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, what are your thoughts about No One in the World?
Well, it's another standout from Rapture. But what a lot of people don't realize is that it wasn't originally Anita's. The song was first recorded by Dionne Warwick on her 1985 album Finder of Lost Loves. And then she recorded it again on Reservations for Two in 1987. Chart-wise, the song did really well. It hit the top 5 on Billboard's Hot Black Singles chart, reached number 10 on the Adult Contemporary chart, and just barely missed the Hot 100 Top 40. And if you were watching daytime TV in the 1980s, like I was, chances are you heard it there too. It showed up on All My Children, Santa Barbara, The Young and the Restless, and Another.
I think I can honestly say I didn't watch a minute of any of those shows.
Oh my God.
I don't even
All
know.
My Children.
I I don't think I ever watched a minute. Okay, so let's listen to No One in the World. After all that intensity, the album gives you a breath of sunlight. The groove brightens, and here comes the joyful lift of Same Old Love. This really is, in my opinion, the peak of the album. It's a joyful, radio-ready groove driven by Freddie Washington's buoyant bass, Sir Gant's keyboard work, and Ricky Lawson's brilliant drums. It's the most upbeat moment on the album, and you can hear the band smiling through the speakers. Written by Mary McLeod, who also penned Diana Ross's 1976 hit, Love Hangover. Now, you know that one, right, Kelly?
Oh, that's my favorite Diana Ross song. Yep.
So what are your thoughts of Same Old Love? We only have 365 days.
Yeah, Same Old Love is my favorite song from Rapture. I love everything about it, the vibe, the groove, and even the simplicity of the video. It's shot around Anita's hometown, Detroit, and there is something really grounding about that. Parts of the song were recorded at Baker's Keyboard Lounge, which is legendary. It's the oldest operating jazz club in Detroit, and you could feel the history in the music. The video was directed by Michael Bay. Yes, that Michael Bay. And it features locations all around Detroit, including, of course, the Keyboard Lounge and Tiger Stadium. Same Old Love, 365 days a year, also performed well on the charts, cracking the top 10 on both the Hot Black Singles and Adult Contemporary charts, and landing just outside the Hot 100 Top 40.
It's interesting that you mentioned that at Jazz Club. I'm planning a field trip to Detroit about the time that this episode airs. And one of my colleagues there, Roy Kiles, who you can hear on our Greg Fillinganes episode, has promised to take me there. So I'm going to be interested. That's best part of the field trip. Other than that, it's all work. But we're gonna sneak off campus one night and go over there and
oh, that should be fun.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so let's listen to Same Old Love.
There's a reason that I feel this way. All the things you do, well, it might be the things that you say. Your love never changes. It's like a picture in a frame, and it remains the same. Your undying love for me, oh, it keeps me strong, keeps me holding on from beginning to end. 365 days of the year, I want the same old love, baby. And all I wanna do is share my life with you. I want your same old love.
All right, we want to take one final bio break. That's for biography, not biology, to talk about the drummer who played on most of the tracks on this album, Ricky Lawson, one of the most musical drummers of his generation, a player whose groove was so deep and natural that it often felt invisible, even as it carried some of the biggest records of the late 20th. Another Detroit-born individual raised in the city's rich musical ecosystem, Lawson absorbed soul, jazz, funk, and pop at street level. His drumming was defined by touch, balance, and an uncanny ability to make complex rhythms feel effortless. Lawson first gained wide recognition as a member of the Yellow Jackets, where his jazz fusion chops and elastic time feel helped define the band's early sound. But it was his transition into the studio world that made him indispensable. Producers trusted Lawson because he understood the emotional center of the song, when to push, when to lay back, and when to leave space. His resume includes landmark recordings with Michael Jackson on Off the Wall and Thriller, Steely Dan, Whitney Houston, Phil Collins, and of course, Anita Baker. On albums like Rapture, Ricky Lawson exemplified the art of restraint. His grooves were precise, but never stiff, soulful without being showy. Lawson's legacy isn't just in the records he's played on, it's in the way that modern drummers learned that groove, taste, and musical empathy matter as much as chops. He remains a quiet giant in the history of popular music and a perfect example of the kind of musician It's the Groove loves to celebrate. So to close things out, Anita adds a little grit. The rhythm section tightens, the attitude sharpens, and the album finishes with the confident strut of Watch Your Step. Again, Ricky Lawson digs a funky pocket, while Donald Griffin on guitar and David Washington on bass create a tight interlocking rhythm section. Dean Gant's keyboards add a sleek urban edge. It's a reminder that Anita could groove hard when she wanted to, and that this band could follow her anywhere. Gerald Albright adds a tasty alto sax solo that brings the funk, and Anita's vocals bring the energy that propels this track. This track was composed by Anita, and it's possibly the least appreciated track on this incredible album, but it's actually a great song and very worthy of a listen. Kelly, your thoughts?
I thought it was odd that I do have the Rapture album, but I did not remember the song, and it was actually the first single, but I don't ever remember hearing it on the radio. which is quite interesting considering how massive the album was everywhere.
That's true. We kind of discovered this or rediscovered it again in the planning for this episode because just like you, I had one playlist that I had downloaded the other 7 songs. I didn't even know there was an 8th song because I thought on that playlist I thought there were only 7, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
I found that and I'm like, oh wow. But when listening to it, I have to tell you, I listened to it over and over, and I really enjoy it. So let's listen to Watch Your Step.
I'm telling you, you better watch your step. You'll fall and hurt yourself one day. Baby, listen, you better watch your step. You'll fall and hurt yourself one day. It's so easy to tease me. It's so easy to let me down. It's so easy to mislead me. So easy to leave me hanging around. Oh, where to come down.
Okay, Kelly, take us home.
Wrapping this one up, what really stands out to me is how timeless this music still feels. Anita Baker didn't just make great songs, she made timeless records that stay with you forever. Songs you grew up with, songs that somehow sound just as good, if not better, years later. Rapture isn't just a classic because of the charts or the sales. It's a classic because of the feeling, the restraint, the elegance, the groove, and the storytelling. Every listen reveals something new. Thanks for spending time with us on It's the Groove. If this episode brought back a memory, or maybe even sent you back to a song that hasn't played in so long, that's exactly why we do this. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to It's the Groove. It really helps us keep these conversations going and reach more music lovers like you. Thanks for listening, and remember,
It's not the beat, it's the groove. Bye.
bye!